No bar, no pinball machines, no bowling alleys, just pool. Nothing else.
Where's the cue ball going?
Oh dear, outside, never mind.
Right, good evening everybody, welcome back to VP4TV. We are, well in fact the room should be up. We've got a first round match in the 8-ball World Championships. We weren't sure, well at least I wasn't sure that Progressive Pool was going to show up, but he has showed up. And he plays Matt, MC Clarkey. And once he gets in, they will lag for the break. Now, quick look, race to 11 on the winner's side, race to 9 on the one-loss side, and single final to 15. We have this match on the schedule. It went live last night, the tournament, once it got to the start date, which was 11 PM British Summer Time last night. And two matches are on the schedule as a result of it. We have this match tonight, and we also have a good first round match a week tonight at 8:30. A week today, that's the match between Larry and Spectre Dawn. Now I can see a bit of noise and feedback coming through that shouldn't be there. Just give me a second. I don't think there's anything I can do about it now that I'm live, but it's something I need to look at. And again, I had another update on XSplit Broadcaster today, and it looks as if it's mucked up my sound setting slightly. So if you're hearing anything, background noise or whatever, then that might be the reason. Anyway, welcome to Mooncake and anybody else that's watching. So we've got Matt on the stripes, and looks like a pretty good start for him. Stubbs arrived in the room to annoy the guys. So of course this is 8-ball world rules, which oh thank God Miasma's there. He shut him up. He's only shut him up for 30 minutes. The match should be longer than 30 minutes, I would think. Yeah, 8-ball world rules, which I'm not 100% familiar with, because we really only tend to cover it like once a year, but I don't think there's 3 fouls in this, and somebody will point that out to me if I'm wrong. There are no jump cues in the tournament either. Never going to get an opportunity here to see. And we know that from seeing Progressive pulling Friday Night 9-ball, he's definitely not a newbie. He's got a fair idea how to go about things most of the time, which could make this match fairly interesting. Right, that is really annoying me. Hang on a minute. I'm going to have to pause for a minute, just to give me a second to go to... It's going to freeze up for a second, but I'm going to try and get rid of that. Let's go to audio. Right, I'm back now. Now that's got rid of that background noise thing. When I'm looking at my mic level audio on XSplit Broadcaster, this audio bar as I speak is going up and down, but when I don't speak, there is still a little vibration in it, which I had got rid of. So I've now got rid of it again. Now, do you like it? I changed my nickname especially for you, Hugh. My girlfriend was asking, what's a mooncake? My alter ego on VP. I don't understand what you're talking about. You've changed your name to what? I don't get what you mean there. But you've changed your name was already Mooncake. You've changed it to Mooncake. I don't understand the sentence. I don't know when you typed that. Maybe you've gone. I was too busy messing with that audio thing. Anyway, back to the matter in hand here. What the hell happened to that first? Oh no, we're still in the second, right? I've got it now. I understand where we are. I'm kind of losing track here already. Right. You're always complaining that you don't... well, that's right. So you've changed... Well, I can't remember. What the hell was your name before you changed it to Mooncake? This is why you should change it to your VP name if you can. So that way I recognise them that play the game. You know, don't take Miasma's example, because he's just come on as Henry Dorset. I mean, that gives everybody a clue, doesn't it? Yeah, that's bloody confusing. These crazy sort of Dutch-looking names. Anyway, welcome. Right, so what I've missed there is Matt is now 2-0 up, so Progressive Pool, when he does get the chances, he's going to have to now act on them. and make the most of them. He doesn't want to be drifting away too soon and too early here. He could be in trouble. Welcome to Coldest Pillow. Yeah, well, mine's is not unique. Excuse me. I could bore you to death, but I think I've already bored people to death. I did a bit investigating in my surname. It does prove I've got Irish blood in me. My great grandmother was Irish, and she was a victim of the potato famine that they had, and then she left Ireland, came to Scotland. The rest is history. Stubb told me he changed what he changed his underpants or what. He's certainly not changed any other way. In fact, I'd even have my doubts that he's changed his underpants recently either as well. Right, so the bad news here for Progressive Pool is he's 3-0 down. Now, of course it's alternate break, and it puts more and more pressure on him to be playing no miss pool at this early stage in the match. Well, I think I go back a lot further than that, bearing in mind that the research that I did in my surname is derived from, if you Google it, if you Google Gallo Glass, Gallo Glass will give you information on what I can best describe as a bunch of Irish skinheads back in the Middle Ages, or maybe later than that, or earlier than that, coming over to Scotland and kicking the shit out of people, basically. I suppose a bit like hired mercenaries. So my surname is derived from Gallo Glass. And it is west coast, Atlantic side of Ireland, sort of out in the sticks is where it's came from. And there are enough people in the world with the same surname. Yeah, I call them sort of skinheads, just hired mercenaries to beat the shit out of people. I like that idea. Right, Progressive Pool is on the board, but Matt in control at the moment. And of course, the big factors with this game is this is where with a full rack of balls, all sorts of ugliness can happen in this game. It's never quite a straightforward run out in this game. Sometimes it is, but the movement of the cue ball is critical in this game. It's not like 9-ball where players like Stubb can pop balls from anywhere. And then when it comes to the moving the cue ball game and getting that right, they're found wanting. And this is why I keep saying that players like Spectre Dawn, who dominated Friday night 9-ball, he's won it 3 weeks in a row now. When he comes to this game, it's a whole different ball game altogether. Yes, it's about potting balls, but it's about potting your own balls and stopping your opponent potting his balls. And the ability to deal with problems in 9-balls, a lot sort of less challenging and demanding as this game. It doesn't matter how good a potter you are, It's a lot more than just the potting of the ball that comes into this. I don't think I've got any Welsh ancestors. I've never done my family tree. All I was interested in was the derivation of my surname. I've never looked at the family tree, because basically what helps with the family tree excuse me, what helps with the family tree is asking them that are around at the time for information, but unfortunately all the people that I would like to ask are all dead and gone, so it's a bit late in the day for asking questions. Don't forget, when I was growing up, there wasn't such thing as internet, and you couldn't go online and do that sort of stuff. And by the time that had all developed, most of my ancestors were all dying or dead. Anyway, Matt restores his 3-rack lead, and Progressive Pool's break ends up in a scratch. Well, looking at these set of balls, you've got all the balls that are in the kitchen are out of the game, because you've got to play out the kitchen, at least I know that. And it looks like the solids are a reasonable choice, apart from the 8 ball where it is stuck. It's stuck against the 10 ball. And the 8 ball will go up the table, but the 15 ball's blocking that. So this is going to need a bump, this 8 ball. So it is. So Matt's chosen the solids. So 2 ball, I mean, that's handy having all of those balls up there. The only ball down here is the 5, which is, again, not going to be a good ball to try and get to that 8 ball, because you've got all the straight balls down here that's blocking the path to get to that 8 ball. So this is going to be something. In fact, he's actually stuck himself to that top rail. He would have liked to have been out from the rail so he could have dug in and maybe stunned across to try and bump that 8 ball. He's tried to get there, you see, it was never on. It was never on. Excuse me, I've got a dry throat. I need to get another drink. And it was always likely that one of those balls was going to get in the way of the path of the cue ball. So right now, unless Matt can get some sort of bump, Progressive Pool is a strong favourite to win this rack, and I think he's the wrong side of the 6 for a start here. Yes, he's very slightly the wrong side. So I would say the odds are 70-30 in favour of Progressive Pool. But that shot there, well, this is extremely thin to drop that into the side pocket. This will be some outshot, this. Oh, that was a big ask, that shot. So now Progressive Pool has got to do the job. And just being a bit, well, that's fortunate that he hasn't blocked the 11 there. I mean, he still had a bailout up table, but you can't get sloppy doing this sort of stuff. Well, right now, because Cobra isn't here, I'm the only one in Twitch, because I'm on Twitch on my phone. We've got 12 on YouTube, and this is not ideal. He's maybe going to have to. I mean, he could go around the corner and down. That needs to slow up. Well, it's not a gimme, as I say. And he's always got to remember about the 8 ball as well. You can't just let the cue ball roll about the table. You've got to think about the 8 ball. Vital that he gets this rack, or he's not going to be far off dead and buried at this stage. And the alternate break is very difficult when you're doing the chasing. But, well, that rack went pretty much the way I thought it was going to go early on when that 8 ball was stuck to whatever the hell ball it was, the 10 or the 6 ball. It was always going to be a major problem for Matt to get to it and get near it and try and bump it. And, well, there's a bonus for progressive pull because Matt's broke off next rack and scratched. Interesting thing there in the lobby chat when, excuse me, when Whit was talking to me yesterday about CR Dubrovnik having problems with Windows 11 trying to install VP4. I think the voice is going to hold up. And according to Whit, he contacted support and never get any joy. And then Steve's asking in the lobby, who's got a problem with Windows 11 or VP4? So what does that tell you? So I don't know what the hell's going on there. But yes, there are people who have got VP4 working in Windows 11 without a problem, but some others have got problems. So progressive pull on the strike balls. This 4 and 13 down here could be a 3-ball combo. Yeah. Now you can't get that 4 ball to cut the 13 too soon, or it will hit that knuckle. It'll hit the point like that, just like that. That was trickier than it looked. So Matt, well, looking at the table here, that 4 ball, I mean, if that 4 ball gets pushed in there, it could actually block the pocket like that. I think the 13 definitely still goes. Yeah, it's not. They're not frozen to one another. Well, I don't know that would be the right move, what he's doing there, but I don't think he's got another option here. I think that's the only 2 balls he's got left, apart from the one behind the 6. Let's have a look. Yeah, he shooked himself pretty much. Well, big pressure on this shot here. That's well done. Now it needs to bounce. And now, of course, he needs to watch that the 14 ball doesn't go in front of the 4 with this pot, because that could easily happen. And he'll have no shot. Just like that. Hit it far too hard for a start. And all of a sudden, Matt's ready to pounce. Now, is this one of these 8-ball games where you can call the 14 ball into the corner pocket and the 4 ball goes in out of the way? Now the question is that a foul? No, it isn't, because you've hit your own ball first, right? I was trying to remember the bloody rules in these 8-ball games. There's that many combinations of them. But I suppose it makes it a slightly more attacking game from the point of view that you're not always safe by blocking a pocket when the other players still get balls on the table, because you can easily take them away. You know, you can deal with that sort of issue. So, you know, blocking a pocket's not a guaranteed defensive move in this game. But anyway, this is a thin cut on this 8-ball. And cue ball just stays on the table. And Progressive pull back to within 1, and it's his break, so quite a big break at this point in the match now. Well, balls have gone in, and this time the cue ball isn't one of them. So we've lost the 5 and the 7. Now, what would I be looking at here? What's my initial thoughts? Well, first of all, the 8-ball's guarded, and it's guarded by 3 stripes. That's the first problem there. The other thing is, though, if you take the solids and the 1 ball's your last ball, you can get to the 8-ball no problem, as long as you're up there. So if you were going to take solids, you know, you've got a 6 ball there, a 3 ball. The 4 ball drops into the side. What's he went for? He's went for the stripes. And the stripes are probably the better set now, looking at these, because you can get to all of them. And I suppose from this setup, Progressive Pool's going to be annoyed that he hasn't tied this match up if he can't get out, because this is a very good table. Yeah, I think pretty much every American game you've got to hit a rail anyway. I think that's a standard rule. That goes without saying. You've got to get a ball to a rail. I think I'm really struggling to get my voice to hold out here. It's just threatening to break every 30 seconds. It's been more than a week. Well, it's almost a week since I used it for any lengthy period of time. Since last Friday night 9-ball. Well, Progressive Pool's taking his time here. Now the 13 ball goes, well, I was going to say it goes past the 8. And it does go, but you want to be good on it if you're going to end up playing it past the 8-ball there. You see, this is just getting a wee bit dicey here. Now that angle he's got in the 11 is not bad for running down this right side here, or this left side as we look here, to get to that 13 into the side pocket. Because the cue ball wants to come down this way. Well, he's leaving it short to play the 13 past 8. Now that's perfect. He couldn't have landed that any better, because he's just going to stun that in, and he's got the 8-ball right next to it. So that's a good out. Oh, disaster. Commentator's curse. What the hell happened there? He's trying to pinch more of the pocket than he actually needed there. Well, that is a huge fail. And that's a big swing. A big 2-rack swing when he should have been 4 apiece there. Without a shadow of a doubt. I mean, he could not have landed any better on that 13, but he wanted to pinch more of the pocket than go for, you know, nice accurate shot. And when you stun them at that pace and you catch any of that knuckle at that pace, it's never going in. And this is going to hurt. Well, with that shot there, Matt's going to have to move this cue ball. And he's got it. Well, the punishment is severe for unforced errors in any game. Well, that's a. I mean, I can't remember what the table looked like anyway, Larry. But of course, the big thing is when you look at that table from the break off is like, where's the problems and how quick can you deal with them? Because that's when your pattern play is called into question. But let's be honest, it doesn't really matter about that. Where he was sat on that ball was perfect. I mean, I could forgive him for cutting that in at a more narrower angle and missing it. But when you're pretty much down the barrel of the gun, looking in the pocket, there's no excuse for that miss. That was poor. It really was. You know, to get as good on the ball and then to make that attempt at it, you know, that's unforgivable because it's painful. You know, you were right on Matt's tail, 4 apiece. Everything was good from 4-1 down, that is, and then you've just sold it. You've just sold it right down the Swanee. And then, you know, the hard work has to start again. You need to get things going in your favour. You're needing that bit of luck. Same old, same old. We've seen it enough times in 8-ball tournaments. So Matt on the solids. 4-ball sitting there. 8-ball sitting there, and from what should have been 4 apiece has now gone to 6-3. That's the agony of what's just happened a minute or two ago. Well, we certainly had a ball go in. And the table, again, doesn't look bad at all. That 7-ball will go into the side if it's the solids. There's 2 solids down the table here. You've got the 1-ball and the 2-ball. I think the solids are probably the balls to go for because the 8-ball's wide open. I mean, you can get to the 8-ball no problem from either end of the table. Now, you've got to watch how he comes out here for this 3-ball if he's going to play the 3 next. Yeah, that's gone a bit dodgy. I'm not really certain what that he actually played for this 1-ball here. Now, the 6-ball doesn't go into that side. And this is not the best position he's got himself in here. Oh, the one ball goes in. Now, this is critical, this shot, because you could end up hooking yourself behind the 6 trying to pot the 3. Now, that's a good angle. You just got to watch you don't go over and hook yourself behind the 8 as well here. Commentator's eye. What did I tell you? Never doubt it. And of course he can't jump it. Or at least he can have a go at it, but he's not got a jump cue to do it. And this is going to be more pain if he doesn't get extremely lucky here. Now again, for latecomers, there's a match. That'll give the rack away pot in that 8 ball, does it not? Yes, it does. There's a match a week tonight. There'll be probably other matches maybe pop up between now and then, but we have one of the big first round matches of the tournament a week tonight at 8:30 British summertime. I think we'll still be in summertime by then. And that's between Larry and Spectre Don. And I'll be around for that, hopefully, next week. Because Tuesday's when I finish work and then I'm on to my 2 days off, so I've got no problem getting up in the morning. With the match starting that bit later at 8:30, it doesn't matter. So look out for that one next Tuesday. Well, if you know, there's obviously big time zone differences. So Slim, if Slim's around and he wants to do a match, he can do. I mean, I've not a problem with Slim doing matches. Excuse me. Yeah, obviously, the more favourable ones are the ones that are in his time zone, like middle of the night my time. Well, Matt, with a 7 racks to 3 lead, getting a little bump to free up the 2 ball. And with all his remaining balls wide open and the 8 ball wide open, he's going to stretch that lead, I would think. Well, Matt did very well to get to that final in the Virtual World Snooker Championships. And he's looking at the moment that he's going to have a good solid start in this one. Now that might be dry. It is dry. And again, these, the way they're lying, you're going to do well to pick your way through these. And Matt's already committed to the solids. So 2 ball goes, 6 ball goes, 1 ball goes, 7 balls goes, and then again they're all there. The question is what ball do you leave as your last ball to get to the 8 ball? Now the obvious one would be either the 2 or the 7. Because then you don't really have to do a great deal with the cue ball. excuse me, but mistake there from Matt. Progressive Pool's been given a chance that he probably shouldn't have got here. And the problem ball is that 13 ball on the left hand side there. And again, thinking too much about having to deal with it. He's had a lash at it. Okay, he has dealt with it, but he's missed his shot in the process. And you would think that it's going to be unlikely he's going to get another go at it. And these matches, I mean, this match here, you know, so far where we're at, we're into the 12th rack. They ain't taking long. There will be matches that will take a lot longer than this because you know, sometimes you get tables that end up being really ugly. Now again, he might need to spin this cue ball up here depending on the angle he's got. I haven't got behind it to see. Well, he's fine. And don't forget that a little while back, Progressive Pool had 2 balls to pot for 4 apiece. And now he's looking at a 9-3 scoreboard. Matt's giving him a chance with a scratch in the break again. Now, we've got a proper problem up here with this 8 ball where it's sitting. And those 2 solids been blocked, so not a great prospect for running out here. Nice. I was going to say he hasn't tried to do something crazy with his first shot here, and already he's got himself in trouble. Well, there's 2 ways to look at it. Well, the fact that that Matt's now on the 2 solids and the 8 ball's blocking the pocket, I think, pretty much. Well, that 2 ball basically doesn't go, but, well, you see how tight that was, and it did go. He nailed it. I mean, he could not have hit that more accurate. It's, you know, even with me right behind it, in my eyes, it didn't go. It was too tight, but he never thought twice about it. So that's dealt with that issue. Now, the one thing that Matt, in doing that though, is he's exposed the 8 ball now. I don't know that that was maybe the wisest move to do at that particular time, but time will tell. That was a sort of a, I mean, if he was 100% certain that the 2 ball went, he's probably wondering whether he would ever get as good on it as he did when he shot it. But the other thing is, if you're thinking about that, about running out, then you get rid of it, certainly. But the pressure then mounts up on you having to keep at the table because the 8 ball's now open. So he's played the safety. There is a pot on. In fact, there's 2 pots on here. The 10 ball's a thin cut. Not the 10 ball, the 13. Well, that good initial pot from Progressive Pool is not really giving him any great advantage here. Kind of having to try a far-fetched combo. Try to get this. Well, I don't know what he tried there, but he certainly cleared the pocket. But has he left it safe? And the answer to that is no. 7 ball, not a problem. 6 ball up the top of the table as we look at the moment. 5 ball, middle of the table. So there's a sort of inevitability now that the fact that Matt chose to play the safety and left a shot on for Progressive Pool. He did get a ball, but he didn't get good shape after it, so Matt potting that 2 ball early on has worked in his favour. I think he's overcut the 7. So now we have an issue. And the issue now is that Progressive Pool is in control of the table here in this setup. At least he is at the moment. The question is how's he going to stay in control? Well, that, I don't know how hard he wants to hit this, because you've got to obviously clear the 7, and that's what you had to do, but he's still okay. Of course, the 7 still blocks the 8 ball, but Matt has not got a lot of options available to him, let's just say that. Well, does he call the bank, or do you know he's calling the safety? And this is where when you're in this situation here, it's so easy just to rush in and play shots. You've got to see the shot and go think about it before you commit, because you can end up looking a bit of a numpty. But that's not a bad effort what he's done there. Well, that is extremely unlucky. A great effort. Just brushed past the 8 ball. Now you've got to be committed. Now, do you do it off this ball, or do you do it off the 9? The 9 looks favourite. He's got the perfect angle. Needs this to roll out nice for him though. And it hasn't. Big pressure cut down the table. He's going for the bank. Is it a dead bank? I don't like the angle of this, by the way. Oh, he's nailed it. He had to cut that back to make that bank. That was well done. Big shot that. But still trailing by 5. Progressive Pool to break. and a solid has gone in. Now, of course, the fact that a solid has gone in, you're not committed to the solids until you've potted your next ball, which might be a stripe anyway, so it's your follow-up shot that matters. Now this table again, look at all the balls, they're all sort of central. The only two balls near rails are up top, that 2 ball and the 15 ball. And this is a perfect sort of table just for moving the cue ball, avoiding bumping stuff, and picking your way through this rack. Well, if he's taking the solids, he's got to, I think he's got to get up top pretty quick and deal with that 2 and 1 ball. You don't want to be hanging about up there too, you know, leaving that too late. What the hell is he doing here? Yeah, that's the shot. I reckon he wants to get up there, deal with the 2 ball first. See, I would have dealt with the 2 ball first because he had a perfect angle on the 1 to come down the table. This is not great. I mean, he's got an angle, but you've got traffic in the way on that side, but he's come out clean. And he's the wrong side of the 6. Pretty certain he is. Yeah, just the wrong side of it. And that then, you know, you start having to rethink your route out here. Now this is now crucial that he gets this right. And the angle in the 4 ball's not great to him either, so he's got to watch the angle that's on the 6 because the cue ball's going to come back obviously, and watch the pace on it. And he's just overcooked it a tad. Now, whatever he does, I don't think he wants to bump into the 8 ball if he can help it. He might not be able to avoid it though. And he's nipped in through the gap. Well, I suppose the angle in this is more difficult than the ball that he missed past the 8 ball when he was about to square the match at 4 apiece and he missed it. I don't blame him for taking his time because he's got to stay alive. And that's got him back to within 4. Well, this is a very good looking table again. Progressive pull on the solids. And there's no solids in the bottom right hand corner of the table. Everything in this area is all stripes. Well, he's got to play a good one here. I mean, it looks obvious and easy, but you got to watch that 11 ball. And he's avoided that. I cannot stop coughing. I've got a really tickly throat. I keep forgetting to hit the mute button as well when I'm having a cough. I'll just do it right now. Well, that must have been a dry break from Matt. I missed it because I was trying to read all that chat. And Progressive Pools did everything you could ask for him in this rack. I nipped it back now. Well, that's, is that 3 in a row? Now back to within 3, so still a long haul. He's got to get a ball in, it doesn't look like it though. And this is, of course, the painful part as well. You've just managed to steal a rack there from a dry break, and then you return the favour to your opponent. Admittedly, this table's far from simple. Things have got to be moved out the way. So Matt's committed to the stripe, so that means that he's got to get good to get to that ball. And the other problem is these balls here are not readily accessible. And you know, I don't know that he's got the most favourable setup here to get out. You've got to get into a tight space to deal with those two. And you get that sitting there. Well, he's got the bailout, but he's going to be struggling from here on in. You can see things beginning to go pear-shaped here. And, well, he can certainly hit the 14. Not a problem with that. And the other thing in Matt's favour at the moment is he's got that sort of safety net of the 1 ball being where it is, being blocked. So somebody is going to make the wrong move at the wrong time here, and it's going to cost them. I don't know who that's going to be, but it's looking like that sort of setup here. And if Progressive Pool wants to go out, he's going to have to do some damage here one way or another. And he's had a go at it. And has he still got a shot? Yes, he has. Now he's got to, if he's playing this, is he trying to cover behind the 5? Yes, he is. I don't think he's got there. Matt can still see the 12. you should take those cough sweets. I haven't got any cough sweets. Well, there's a time when you need to stop potting balls. Well, he's had another go. So he's had 2 attempts to get that 1 ball free. And now, remember what I said earlier about making the wrong move at the wrong time. He's got a potty here. And he doesn't want to hit this too hard in case he bumps and frees the 1. The mistake, because if he doesn't get the pot, he's going to open up the table. Well, that 1 does go. He's got there and given himself a chance. And that's not going to get there. That's going way too soon to the rail now. I was going to say if it landed on the 8 ball he would have had a chance, but I think he can wave bye-bye to his comeback run there. And Matt will be on the hill. I think it's maybe just a change in temperature that's done it or something in terms of the humidity in the atmosphere, because we had a warm couple of days there, and then the rain swept in, and suddenly my vocal cords have got really dry. But anyway, Matt on the hill and dry, I think. And again, a table that is so inviting to run out. And Progressive Pool's got to get out here. Got to get out. It looks like the stripes are the favourites for me. Now, what was that he potted? He's gone for the solids. Does that 5 ball go then? Yes, it does go. I didn't think the 5 ball went. So anyway, that'll do. In fact, let's be honest, I don't think you can go wrong with either set of balls you chose there, the way they were all sitting. I mean, this is a beautiful table to get out on. 8 ball right in the middle of the table. Accessible in a number of pockets. But he might be just prolonging the inevitable here in this match. You never know, but he needs a lot of stuff to go in his favour in the next few minutes. Well, anybody that's watching it's in the tournament, you need to get a proposal sent rather than hanging off and hanging off and hanging off. Get them sent. Get the matches arranged and get on with it. Let's have a look at the line off this 8 ball. I think he's going to be fine. He's not a problem. Just watching where the cue ball was going to likely to go. Well, that was certainly, shall we say, one of the better tables you could have to be running out on. But now he's got to follow it up. Now, the last time he had that, he couldn't follow it up because he came up dry. And the 8 ball, look at the 8 ball. and he is dry. Now, the one thing you don't want to be doing in this situation is running about banging balls needlessly here. It's unlikely to happen the way the balls above the 8 ball are all sitting, but that 8 ball just needs a brush by something and it's going into the hole. And there's no way it's coming out of there. That 8 ball is stone dead. And Matt, as long as he keeps himself in order here on the solids, with the 7 ball handy in the bottom left, he should be home and dry. This is just tricky the way he's landed here, because this is the best access he's got to this 6 ball. And he's missed it because of it. So, you couldn't be under any more pressure than this progressive pool. You've got a table that is going to be a bit of a challenge to get out, especially that the critical point comes here in this area with this 13 ball, and also of course the 14, and he's going to start doing a bit of hammering here, I think, to try and move something. I don't know whether he's going to be able to do it. No, he isn't. He's trying to bide his time and stay in it. I don't know that the best angle to do much damage with the cue ball to try and get that 14 out of there, but you've obviously got to try and improve your lay of the table if you can on certain shots. But like I say, with that, there's still a right time and a wrong time to be doing that. But that shot there has got his, I mean, it's put the pressure on progressive pool, because that's got all of Matt's balls are now well in play. I suppose the 6 ball's a wee bit awkward still. But it does make progressive pool have to stay on his toes here. I'm not quite sure what that was all about, because the 6 ball clearly goes, and I think this is game, set, match. I don't know whether he was trying to tie one of his balls up with that 6 ball, but whatever it was, it didn't work. Got a right English on there to check the cue ball across. Now, the only thing that will go wrong is hooking himself. No fear of that. Well, again, a roll of the ball either way, and instead of those 2 dry breaks, if progressive pool had got those follow-up racks against Matt there, this could have been a lot closer. But as it is, MC Clarkey wins the match by 11 racks to 7. We'll have a look at that in the bracket. We'll see, let me just do a quick refresh there. You'll see that we've got Rosen against Chris. That's a week today is a week on Tuesday, and we've also got that match I mentioned earlier, the match between Larry and Spectre Dawn, and that's next Tuesday at 8:30. So if we go to the bracket and we go down, we can see that Popman is through to round 2 after U Plonker semi-pro left the building, and if we look down there, we'll see that Matt is now through to round 2, and guess who he's waiting to play? He's either waiting to play Larry or Spectre Dawn, and that is pretty much it, apart from the other match that's on that schedule for next week, Rosen and Chris. And with that, folks, well done to Matt. That really could have went either way, that match, but I think the turning point early on was that that miss that progressive pool had when he really should have been 4 apiece. And it might have been a different game had all that went in, because it was a big swing there in the rack score. But anyway, going to have to do it the hard way. And with that, I'm not hanging about because my voice is not going to hold out any longer. Yeah, well done, Matt, and good night, because I'm off. I've got work tomorrow. So we'll see you later, folks, and we'll be back for more matches as and when we can. And hopefully, if Slim's around and there's, well, I would imagine that there will be matches either way, so that's provided Slim isn't working, that is. So until then, I'll bid you good night, and we'll see you later, folks. Take care. See you soon.
No bar, no pinball machines, no bowling alleys, just pool. Nothing else.